All right, so Tory Lanez dropped off the new Toronto. I heard it. You know what I mean? It's nothing bad about it. I enjoy this one more than his Chicks tape, but that was kind of creative as well though. It got like a little theme to it, a little concept to it. You know what I mean? So it is what it is on that. But I don't know. Like I don't know. Like how I mean I'm not saying Tory Lanez is a bad rapper because he's not, but I just feel like when I first heard him from the Lost Cause mixtape, he was different because of the simple fact that he was in his own like lane or whatever. He wasn't really with the whole rivalry and dissing people and saying other shit like that. But I just feel like with this year alone, let's keep it real. Like I'm not gonna sit here and act like it don't exist. He feels some type of way about Drake. Everybody, you either a Drake fan, even if you're a hater of him, you cannot knock that most of his, I'm not gonna say interest has gained more because of him mentioning Drake and shit. But I do believe that, you know what I mean, more people are paying attention because his name is, you know what I mean, linked to certain things. And it's not even the fact that Drake has mentioned this nigga, but he kind of feels away. So when I seen he had a mixtape coming out, it didn't hit me at first. Like the new Toronto, I wasn't tripping off that. But then the more I listen to this shit, watch his interviews, why is that not a subliminal towards Drake? I mean, think about it. Is Drake the only rapper that came out of Toronto and I guess to this magnitude? Yeah, but he's not the only rapper to come, out of Toronto. And I was like, wait a minute, this is a Gangsta Grills, and he calling it the new Toronto. And if you listen to some of DJ Drama, like it's ad libs throughout this mixtape, I kind of feel like they taking like little stabs at the nigga. You know what I mean? Especially on a joint. Is it around here? No, kids from or the kids. I think it's Kids from the West, where like you listen to Drama when he opened up the record. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, damn, man, I'm not taking nothing away from Tory Lane, so let's not get that fucked up. I'm not hating on this nigga or nothing. But I do feel like it's kind of a stab at the nigga because wasn't it that Drama has something to do with the whole leaking of those records coming out that, I guess Drake bit off of other bruh, Quentin Miller. And you listen to his shit and it's like, the new Toronto. It's like saying he's a new artist from Toronto. Not new, but basically he want y'all to switch from this to this. And I've been listening to this nigga interviews once he started making waves. You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, you listen to it, you put the pieces together yourself, but I'm not no idiot. I'm not gonna sit here and act like the elephant out in the room. You know what I mean? He's talented, yes. Some will say no, but he has his own lane, and we understand Toronto has his own sound. So when you hear Drake or Tory Lanez or so and so, The Weeknd, whoever else from Toronto has that sound, and the cadence that they use, the flow, and how they rap. That's the sound of the six. Even shout out to D Pride or Pride as he goes by now. He even said that like I'm not trying to sound like Drake. That's the sound of my city. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's just like I feel like I want him to be an artist to where he gets all the notoriety from him being a dope artist and not mentioning other people. You know what I mean? As far as Drake. Because you basically, when he's like, oh, I'm coming for the number one spot, I don't really care who that is. Nigga, we all know who you talking about. It's only one nigga in rap that's the number one nigga. Like, let's keep it real. Depending on who you are and what you like. But far as the mainstream go, from what he's saying, it's Drake. You know what I mean? And I like, damn, you listen to this shit and it's like, it's dope. Like, I'm not saying it's not dope. I definitely fuck with a couple tracks on this joint. I think the Lord Knows Part 2 is funny because if you watch the Sway interview when he talks about it, like the way he worded it, some would say that the original Lord Knows, did he give that to Meek Mill or did Meek Mill just take the hook off of it? Because I'm listening to it like, this is Lord Knows Part 2. The hook is the same, but we don't know if the verses are new or they old. Did he give the record to Meek and Meek took his verses off and put his own verses on and kept the hook? Because I find that weird that when you make a part two of a song, you basically make a new rendition of it, and it's basically the same shit. So I looked at that like it's funny that Meek kind of took a shot at Drake for not writing his shit when a couple joints off his album, from what I hear and looked up, Meek kind of, you dig? But it is what it is. You know, Letter to the City is dope. Lord Knows Part 2, Trap House is dope. I seen a video for it. That's a good record. Kids from the West is a good one. What else I fuck with? Machiavelli is cool. I just feel like rappers should stop mentioning Tupac. Y'all will never be Tupac. They not go remember you or love you like you Tupac. Let's keep that 100. Nobody will ever have that. I wish artists would stop doing that. New Toronto, of course, you know, he might as well should have called that. I'm not saying he mentioned Drake in a song, but just to name a song, New Toronto, is like, you know what I mean? Like, if you wasn't popping with rap, who would come out with some arrogant shit like that? You know? And it's notably there because you even see people from Drake camp tell that nigga to relax. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not saying nothing to be hating. I just found it funny. Like, damn, you name your shit New Toronto. I may be smoking Girl Scout cookies, my nigga, but I'm not tripping off nothing that I'm listening to. Or, you know, the shit he said. So, it is what it is. But I fuck with Round Here as well. That chick, Brittany Taylor, that song is dope. You know what I mean? I think, I like that shit. I actually put that in the last video when I was like showing like a couple of pieces of clothing that I bought. And she actually did her thing on it. And Tory Lanez actually did some production on this, which is pretty cool. But I just feel like it's a solid project, man. And it's 11 tracks. He kept it short and sweet. You know what I mean? I give him at least 7 joints off this tape. It's solid. I fuck with it. You know what I mean? But I mean, if you go through it, you know, if you smoke, relax, smoke, listen to it, and you just listen to every song, song by song, song by song, and listen to certain shit, certain cadence, certain flow, certain words, and listen to drama, you know, throughout the tape. And you know what I mean? Because we know how DJ Drama can be kind of a, he can hold a grudge. If you remember with him and DJ Envy got into it, you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, I couldn't get Drake to do the tape, so I'm gonna go get somebody that, he can't say he don't know that this nigga kind of has an issue with Drake. It's no way you could say that, like, we know, like, he just feels like, however he feel, I don't know why he feel the way he feel about Drake, but at the same time, come on, put that together. If it was any other 2 artists that did it, y'all be saying the same shit. Why he trying to be this, or why he sneak this and this? But it's just like, okay, nobody gonna pay attention to it now. I see nobody review this shit, so I'm gonna be honest and be real with y'all from what I think about it. Now later down the line, if Drake comes out with his album and he sort of mentions certain shit, and you know, from whatever artist, you heard it here first. You dig? But it's still cool though. You know what I mean? I definitely think Lord Knows Part 2 is better than the original. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck what Meek say. I still say that basically he gave you that song, the Juice song. You basically stole that shit. Shout out to 50 Cent and Superstar J. Go find that interview and watch it. But it's no shade, it's no hate. It's just being honest when it comes to music. You dig? But he did put together a solid tape. I did listen to the other joint he did, but that's kind of more on the female orientated side. But he did use a lot of 90s inspired type of production, samples and shit. I thought that was pretty creative. The concept with the girl, you know, he's talking to a new chick that is a friend of his ex chick, and I thought that was cool. You know what I mean? A story in between the mixtape, so that was cool too. But I mean, it is what it is. I just really want him to just find his own niche, find his own lane, and basically do him. You know what I mean? Because I'd rather be getting props for shit that I started, shit that I created, instead of people knowing me based upon my words of always mentioning somebody or subliminally saying some shit about somebody else. You dig? Now, if I see something somebody say, and I'm just responding to it, then I think that's a little bit different. You feel me? It's like, yo, I didn't throw the first shot. I'm just replying to what I'm seeing. Because people can do subliminals not just with words. They can do it, you know, in their actions. If they doing music, if they doing a visual, you kind of got to have an eye for that shit. So at the same time, I mean, go watch his interviews. You don't believe me, you know what I mean? Watch some of his visuals and listen to the music, and you judge for yourself. Because, I mean, I'm not stupid when it comes to this music shit. It is what it is. It's basically him saying, okay, this is the street shit, and you is not street. It's the whole Ja Rule and 50 Cent shit over again. Ja saying some shit or acting like something he ain't, but 50 really did it. I kind of look at these two as the same, like, because if you listen to the music, I guess he was in the streets. He had a harder life than Drake did, but Drake kind of doing what he doing, and kind of trying to act a certain way that I guess a mannerism that Tory Lanez don't feel he should be acting. You know what I mean? And you kind of can hint that or get that hint in the music and the way he does carry himself. I mean, in interviews, he's respectful, but at the same time, you can't slap somebody and then at the same time apologize at the same time. You feel me? But maybe I'm tripping, maybe I'm not. But y'all judge for yourself. But shout out to that nigga, solid mixtape. I gave it 8 out of 10. You know what I mean? I fuck with it. Production point on point, content cool. It's there, but he should just stay in his own lane. Find your own niche instead of trying to come up off somebody else. Name. That clout shit is weird. Where people always want to kind of get props for actually starting shit or mentioning somebody to get people to pay attention to you. As Jay once said, women lie, men lie, but numbers don't. So check the scoreboard and y'all let me know who y'all think winning. One.